Alright y'all, what up? It is February 25th. Turkey season is just a little bit away, and we are going to be setting up some turkey arrows today. Last year I was just running big beasts broadheads and doing a body shot, but we're going to be doing a headshot this year, and we got the new Dirty Bird headshot broadheads by G5 and Crispy. So we're going to be trying those out. Those are going to be pretty sweet. And then for my arrow, I'm going to be running RIP TKOs, which is what I always run. I usually run a 350, but I'm going to run a 300 just because I'm running standard length, so I can get that broadhead out in front of my sight and my riser. And then I'm going to be running just the B-Reel wraps and the alpha vanes from B-Reel. I run that same setup, but with the X3 vanes, just for my normal arrows. And then I'm going to be using these just outserts from Victory. So we're going to fletch these and put inserts in them and then maybe shoot them. So let's do that. Alright, so we're going to set these up. I was going to set up 4 arrows, but I just realized I've got 4 broadheads, but I only have 2 300 spine arrows. I think we just forgot to order, or no, I've got 4 because my dad was going to shoot them, but then he decided not to because the broadhead's just a little bit too close to his hand. So he's just going to do body shots again. But he's going to use the beast broadheads. So I'm going to have to order 2 more arrows to set those up, but we've got 2, so we might as well do that. But we're going to open up these broadheads. Alright, so we're going to open up these broadheads and take a look at them. There we go. Alrighty. So you've got the just got a nice little paper thing. Comes with the G5 sticker and then just a little QR code. But then and then you've got your 125 grain field point. And then these are going to come in their own little packaging that sits down in here. So it's just going to open up like that, and then you're going to see 2 broadheads. One of them is fully open and one of them is closed. So I think it is a 3-inch cut. Yeah, it is a 3-inch cut. Just a big ol' mean broadhead. It's got this little point on the end so that you really pack a punch when you hit that turkey. And then the nice thing about these is if y'all have ever shot turkeys in the head, you know that you've got to carry the whole package in and then screw them onto your arrow. But with these, the blades fold up so that you can store them in your quiver, and then they're just really easy to pop back down. And they've got a little magnet that holds them up and holds them down. So yeah, the blades are replaceable, so you've got just a little Allen key that you can pop those out. So you've got 2. So if you want, you can use one for shooting into a pillow to make sure it's hitting where you want. But yeah, so it's really nice that those fold up so you can just pop them in your quiver. But you do not want to shoot with this closed. You shoot with it open, do not shoot with it closed. But yeah, just a big old mean broadhead. Can't wait to shoot a turkey with it this spring. So now with that, let's build some arrows. Okay, so we've got our wraps. I'm just going to open those up. Alright, let's see. How many do I get? How many comes with? Alright, so you got 12 wraps. I'll only be using 2 of them today. So we'll just put the other 10 to the side. Okay, so how I like to do this is I like to have like a little sharp thing to move it around so it doesn't stick to my fingers. And then I'm going to pop my knocks off. I am going to be running lighted knocks. Let's see here. These are just from Amazon. Elk Shape runs them, and I think I got 6 of them for like 18 bucks, and they run amazingly. They've got good battery life and everything, so I like them. Alright, so now with the wraps, I will show you all how to do that. Alright, so with the wraps, what I like to do is take your wrap, just peel it off, and then with these ones, you got the B up there and then the B reel at the bottom. The B reel goes at the bottom, so then that's where this tool comes in. You can just use it to move it around without it sticking to your fingers. I like to, sorry about the shadows, I've only got one light in here. I like to get it to the end of a table, have it real nice and squared. So I like to get it perfectly in line with a table, and then you take your arrow. There is stuff that has like markers, but I don't have any of those. Like to line up your arrow, and then you're just going to want to roll it into your wrap, and then I like to pick it up, run my finger across it, and then should be all good. So your lines should be pretty much perfect. Yeah, that's actually right there. So I'm running the white with these ones with my normal hunting arrows, and like we'll be shooting at Bowfest this year is these, just the yellow. So for deer, I run 3 fletch, but with turkeys you usually run 4 fletch, so that you can, especially with these big broadheads, so that you can get just more drag behind that big broadhead to really help steer it. So that you can just have most accuracy as possible. Alrighty, so I'll line it up again. I just like to barely touch it against my finger just so it's not. There we go. Right. Roll it. Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. That one's not as good, but it's just got a little bit of an over gap right there, but that's okay. Alright, so then we're going to fletch these. So we need 8 fletchings. Alright, that's 8. So I'm going to be running these, show you the difference. So I usually run, for deer, I run the X3 vanes, and these are the alpha vanes, so it's got a little bit of a different shape. But these ones I just haven't tried out yet, so I'm going to try those. Alright, so I'll get my stuff to fletch them. Let's see here. There we go. Alrighty. So I like to have some Q-tips just to dry it, get that extra glue. And then let's see here. Is this light gonna make it look bad? You know what, guys? I'm gonna add this light so that y'all can see better. Who knows? It might make it look worse. I don't know. But y'all can see a little bit better now. So, alrighty. So now with these, I'm gonna need to put these back in, and then some with these arrows they come with a, let's see, where is it? A line spine, so it's the spine's all aligned, and some people say to line your wrap up and put your first vein there, but I don't see a difference with it, so I don't do that. So we got 4 fletch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. So I'm gonna pop my arrow in there, and then I'm going to, with this, there's these little marks. I put my fletching to that very back mark with these. So you're just gonna clamp it in there. Just hold on. I need to get my knife and scrape some of this old glue off of this thing. Maybe. So glue builds up, so you just gotta take like a box cutter or something, scrape that off. It doesn't sound the greatest, but you definitely don't want that old glue in there. Okay, so as I was saying, is you want to put that little, put the end of your fletching right there, and then I'm just going to be using this arrow glue. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to not put any glue on yet. I'm just going to line it up just to make sure it's where I want it. Okay, make sure that arrow's in the right spot. Okay. And then what I like to do is just drops all down it. And then just take a Q-tip or something, spread that glue out. This is my glue plate for the epoxy and everything. Alright, so then put that back on. You're going to just want to, with this, what you do is you don't want to just go straight down. You want to put the back of it against that, and then you want to set the back of it down and then like rock it in just slowly, and then you'll see some glue pop out, and then you just want to hold it there for a couple seconds just to make sure that it really sets. Okay, we'll just let that sit there for a couple seconds, and then we will come back and do the next one. Okay, so it's been about 1 or 2 minutes. Pop that off. I'm going to take the Q-tip, just a little piece of glue, just run it down that, and I'm going to spin it, clean some of that glue off, and then you're going to take your next fletching and do this is the same exact thing. Glue. Okay. Got the glue. Take your Q-tip. Or you can use a toothpick. Toothpick works really well. I just don't have any toothpicks with me right now. Okay. Do the same exact thing. Just bump it to the back, and then just rock it down slowly. And then just hold it for a couple minutes. Then I'll probably just fletch the other two off camera just so it goes faster, and then I'll show you guys when I'm done. But yeah, so you just want to hold it for a little bit just so it sets, and then I like to let it rest for 2 or 3 minutes, and then I think, let's see, this says glue it dries in 10 to 25 seconds, but then usually I let my arrows sit for 8 to 12 hours before I shoot them, just to let the fletchings dry and to let the what is it called, inserts dry. Alrighty, I will show you guys once I'm done. So, got the 4 fletched. I think it looks really nice. 300 spine, rip TKO. So now we're just gonna set this to the side. Make sure when you lay it down, the veins are not laying down. Make sure they're hanging off the edge somewhere. So like, I'm going to set mine right there, just so that my veins are hanging off the side and they're not gonna, because if you put them, like if you set them on this as they're drying, they're gonna deform and they're gonna dry weird, and you're gonna have to completely redo the arrow. So we're gonna do the second one, put the fletchings on, and then we're gonna do our inserts, and then we'll let them dry, and then we'll probably won't shoot them today because I've got a game tonight, but we will probably shoot them tomorrow into a pillow or something. So I will show you guys when I'm done with this one. Okay, so our arrows are done. We got both of them fletched, and then we've got our broadheads, which we put our inserts on. So we've got our inserts on there, and we're going to put these on our arrows. So what you're going to want is a plate, something to stir the epoxy. So we got our arrows ready. And what we're going to do, so we're just going to, so y'all can see that. We're just going to dump out enough. You want to have about the same amount. Alright, that's probably good. Set that to the side. Oh wait, that's right, the cap broke. Alright, we're going to do that later because the cap broke on it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to, with this one, it's like a 2-part, so you're going to want to stir it really well. This stuff smells absolutely terrible. I don't know why, but it smells disgusting. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's on there. It's just, it is the only plate I had. It was a Christmas. Actually, I don't know if it's a Christmas plate or not. And we're calling it a Christmas plate. Alright. So now, I'm going to grab this. You want to be careful so that you don't get any glue on the actual outer of the insert. Just get enough glue. And then, actually I'm going to need another. I'm going to need a rag or something. I probably should grab that. You know what? And then you're going to spin it. Bubs, can you come here real quick? No? Okay. Alright, we're making a risk. Hold on, boys. Alright, we got the paper towel. Nope, you're good. Alrighty. So, got a little bit too much epoxy. You want to spin it as you're putting it in. Make sure it's fully seated, and then wipe that extra epoxy off. Okay. Alright, let's shake here. Alrighty. So now we've got her set up. This is what the full arrow looks like. We got the 4-fletched with the big old broadhead. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this. Move his bow so that we've got room. You want to store this upright. Yep, that's perfect. Alright, so with this next one I'm going to do much less epoxy because that was way too much. Especially because I'll probably only shoot one of these arrows into a pillow. You don't need a ton of glue. Especially if you're only shooting these, once into a turkey's head. Kinda, once it's in there, spin it just to get all that glue everywhere. So it really dries up. Okay, got that set up. It's all seated. Set that right there. And our turkey arrows are done. So we've got those just resting. So you want them to set up so that it fully dries how you want it. But I think that is it for right now. Yeah, I think that's it for right now. Got our arrows built. In a couple minutes we might put one in the bow and draw it just to make sure it's all good and it's in the right spot. But yeah, I'm going to let those dry overnight and then we'll probably shoot them tomorrow if we're able to go to Walmart and get a pillow or something. So yeah, we've got 2 more broadheads, so I'll build 2 more arrows, but I've got to get 2 more arrows. We still got a little bit until turkey season, so yeah, we're gonna sight them in. We'll have to probably, or let's weigh them actually. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see how much these weigh. I think my normal arrow is, I have no idea how much my normal arrow is. Okay, hold on. Let me get the little arrow holder. Okay, got it at 0. Okay, 500, I don't know if y'all are able, 519.6 grains. So that is a pretty heavy arrow compared to my normal hunting rig, which is a 350 spine, which is only 450. So what did I say? So 450 compared to 520 basically. So that's a pretty big weight difference. She's got a big ol', that'll be good for turkeys. Just a big ol' heavy arrow flying at a turkey's head, so that'll be good. Can't wait to use them this spring, but yeah, we'll probably shoot them, and then they got a while to wait. I'm gonna be practicing, and probably early April, I'm gonna set up some blinds. But yeah, we got a picture the other day of 9 toms, so yeah, hopefully we can shoot one this year, so let's go.